Canadian companies top this week's value pick list, and Tracey Ryniec, our value stock strategist, has uncovered them for us and is here to tell us more about them. So the first one is an auto parts supplier, Magna International, MGA the ticker.
Yeah, I don't think I've covered these guys. I've been doing a lot of the auto retailers, the parts, basically everyone in the auto sector, because there's still value there. And the story has been good, as I keep saying. You know, auto sales are up. We're back up probably over 15 million in the U.S. again this year. That's up from about 10 million at the bottom of the recession. So, you know, things have really jumped back. And for these guys like Magna, you know, it's helping boost the bottom line. They make the bigger components on the cars, the chassis, the bodies, interior, exterior, like these are the big parts. They've been around for forever. They actually have all the auto companies are their customers. So it's not like they're just, you know, North American or anything like that. They have operations all over the world. You know, these are big guys. And the last quarter was real good. They beat the estimate. They saw sales rise 9%, but actually the volumes in North America were only up 1%, and the volumes in Europe still declined about 9%. But Europe has been the trouble zone for auto sales. That's starting to turn around now, and the analysts think that, you know, Europe could be stabilizing, especially Western Europe. Magna gets about 40% of its sales from Europe, so it's good into the story that Western Europe is now stabilizing. But Magna has been able to control costs, and they're doing some things right, even while some of these issues are still out there. As it improves, you know, earnings are going to get better here. You can see analysts are starting to raise 2013 now as they work through some of these issues. They're only seeing about 1.8% growth this year in earnings, but next year you're going to see about 21% because these issues will be behind the auto parts guys. And you're going to see the sales probably continue to tick up in 2014 too, auto sales. So, you know, the story's good with these guys. They pay a dividend 1.8%. The stock, everybody knows the auto story, so they've gotten in a couple months ago. It soared, it's at new highs here, but it's trading a little under 12 times, which is pretty cheap. And like I said, they pay the dividend. So, you know, the auto story is still going for the rest of 2013.
Yeah, and you actually bring out that this company's customers, virtually every automaker in the world.
Right. So
that doesn't hurt either.
No. I mean, sometimes you see with the parts makers that, you know, 40% are Ford, or they have a big percentage in just one or two of them. But yeah, when you have customers are everybody, you're in a pretty good position.
Sure. All right. This paper products company, Resolute Forest Products, that you've uncovered, actually is more diverse than just paper products.
Yeah. They're interesting. They're in Montreal. So we got the French thing going here. They make not just regular paper, but it's, you know, paper that you'd see in like advertisements or directories, that kind of paper. Then they make specialty pulp paper that is for like tissues, diapers, absorbing type of material. And then they actually have some wood products. The most common thing I saw that they made was the components that you'd find in like a bed frame, you know, when you're putting it together and you got that big piece of wood that goes across the bottom to hold the mattress in place. I never thought about it, but that's what they make. So it is more diverse. You're going to have issues with paper pricing and then lumber pricing. The lumber pricing was holding through the first quarter, actually, but we've seen a real downturn in the lumber prices recently. The company reported last April, so we're going to have to wait and see how this change in the lumber prices are affecting them this quarter. I think they don't report again until late July, so we'll get a little bit of time here. But they had a big beat in the other quarter, and they've had big beats the last 4 quarters, so they're pretty consistent in beating the estimate here. You know, the shares are, they're going to have big earnings growth this year and next year. So that's always nice to see. You know, I like those value stocks that have the double-digit earnings growth because it's like the really good combination.
Who doesn't?
I know. So I try to seek those out. And the chart is interesting because for once, this is a stock that is not at the 52-week high. It hasn't really rallied much this year because of some of these issues, I think, with paper pricing, and now we might have something with lumber, but we don't know yet. So, it's cheap. It's trading under 12 times, around 11.6 times, and you keep getting the beats with the double-digit earnings growth. So there's some things to like here if you're looking around in the paper area.
You bring up a point, though, that they also make newsprint, and I'm wondering if there's
Well-
any way to tell how consolidation in the newspaper industry and the shift to online newspapers is going to affect them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's like only one component of their business. And then you can say the same thing. I mean, they make coupons, paper coupons, and things like that. Like how much of this is still being done or not being done. But that is definitely something to consider with any of the paper manufacturers, because there are these changes in, how we're reading
Afoot.
things. Yeah.
All right. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
All right. We have other stock picks and stock picking strategies on our website, zacks.com. If you're watching this video in syndication, you'll want to go over there and check them out. And check back often because they change often. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffalo.